Hello, everybody, and welcome.
Welcome back to the tasting room.
What are we doing today?
Okay, so...
Drinking?
Yes.
Okay.
That's pretty standard around these parts.
Around these here parts?
Today what we're doing is something a little bit different. Different from your scheduled programming.
Yeah.
This is not actually a bourbon, so we're calling it Whiskey Room today. This is the Balcones. This is baby blue. It's made from 100% roasted blue corn. So when you've tried a few of the Balcones varieties, which is, it's so interesting because the blue corn, if you guys have ever had blue corn chips.
Oh, they're my favorite.
They're like the best type of corn chips.
Yeah.
And they paired delightfully with the Balcones. They have several varieties. They have True Blue, which is like a barrel strength product.
Is that the show with the vampires?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that was True Blood.
Oh.
This is their baby blue, meaning the corn is picked
Teeny tiny.
earlier. Teeny tiny. Yeah. Little baby corn.
Little baby.
But what's interesting about the Balcones is that their baby blue whiskey was the first Texas whiskey to be produced since Prohibition. So Balcones started distilling in 2009. And then less than 10 years later, they've already got award-winning whiskeys. So they're doing something right down there in Texas.
Wait a minute. This started in 2009?
Yes.
I'm thinking like since Prohibition that this has been around since the 30s or something like that.
That's 2009 was when Balcones first started distilling whiskeys back in Texas.
Wow.
They paved the way for a lot of ones. We know Garrison Brothers and TX and a lot of the other popular big-name Texas bourbons and whiskeys. Balcones paved the road for them.
That's crazy. Let's give it a try. There's a lot of pressure on this one now.
I think immediately you get a nose of like caramel flavor.
Yes, 100%.
This is more corn forward, obviously, because that's all that's in there. There's no malted barley, there's no rye. It's just corn.
Didn't you say that you like corn forward bourbons a lot?
I do. What I've noticed is that, and we talked about with the Angel's Envy rye. I was like, oh, I'm not usually a fan of rye, so this is surprising to me. But I think what we've dialed into is that it's not necessarily the grain that I'm against, but a mash bill that has like in that 30 to 35% rye. So anything that's like less than 70% corn and has a higher rye content, I'm like, that's like where the Basil Hayden's fits in. And some of those high rye standard bourbons that I'm like, meh. Yeah, you get a lot of...
I like what this one smells like.
It's like kettle corn.
Yeah.
It's like very caramelly, but not in that pancake sort of way that the Angel's Rye was.
Yeah.
That one was very maple. This is much more like a corn soup. I don't know how to explain.
Like a chowder?
Yeah, but like have you ever had like
corn chowder?
Cream corn or corn chowder?
Corn chowder's where it's at. Clam chowder, that's for the birds.
There's a Campbell's like sipping soup that I love that's like roasted corn and poblano, and I want to drink this with that.
Are you like 100? I like my cans of sipping soup to have on the porch. Every now and then, Steve will bring me a new flavor. I taste the caramel though too a little bit, right? But it's not like intense caramel. It's like a breath of caramel. Like you're about to lick the candy, but you didn't quite get that close.
So when Steve and I went to Tokyo Disneyland, they're like famous for their different types of popcorn.
Yeah, crazy.
Right?
I've heard.
So they had a corn. Which, like, you think that makes no sense at all. Like, why? How could you have a corn-flavored popcorn?
Yeah.
But it makes sense. It's like the sipping soup. It's like you've added that, or like a polenta, or a little corn cake, or like...
okay, I see that.
Like that sweet corn flavor has been added to a regular corn product.
This would be really good with cream corn. Now that we've been talking about the soups and everything, I'm like, I'm trying... I mean, I haven't had...
What are you, 100? I think that,
you know what this would be good with?
I was going to say, call me crazy. Go ahead.
That corn mac and cheese cupcake that you make. She makes a cupcake, a savory cupcake. It's
cornbread on the cupcake part.
Yeah, and then there's this recipe of this crazy delicious, like, sort of spicy mac and cheese. Yeah, you literally
just take, like, instead of cooking the macaroni with water,
you make it with cream corn.
You just use cream corn.
And I think that's why that would be perfect for this. Oh my God.
Mac. Yeah. Oh, this would be so good.
Okay. Okay, not for the bourbon study. Maybe that's a Patreon. Maybe we do a Patreon.
We're gonna have to make some mac and cheese for ourselves.
Imagine if we just poured some of the bourbon into the mac and cheese.
Now you're an innovator.
Here we are.
I think that this is too unique to make like a standard drink. I think we're gonna have to make our own.
Yeah.
I want to make like a kettle corn type drink. I wonder if there's a way that we could infuse some of this like with kettle corn or like with the Bucky nuggets or something. If you're looking to start sampling some Texas whiskeys, we've mentioned some of the Garrison varieties already, which are great, but the Balcones has a really unique line of all these corn flavors. So if you like corn things, if you like sipping soups, if you like cream corn, if you like
I like cream corn. I'm not even making fun of you.
If you
I like cream
kettle corn,
yeah.
Try some of the Balcones blue corn varieties.
This will be fun. This is going to be one to experiment with.
Yeah.
How much?
It's like 35, 38.
Okay, I was going to say, because I know there's another expression. I like the brimstone. And that is
love the brimstone.
I think that's the $60 one.
The brimstone's unique in that you can't do anything with it other than enjoy it as brimstone.
I think brimstone will have to just be a...
The minute you like add water or try to mix it in a drink, you lose everything about brimstone that's cool.
Yeah, maybe we should do a tasting of that for Patreon.
Yeah.
Since we're not going to make a drink
I mean, basically, it's like if you've ever been on Spaceship Earth, it's like tasting what Rome burning smells like.
So if you like the bourbon, thank the Phoenicians.
Baby blue, 100% roasted blue corn, and this one they do actually age in oak. So Balcones doesn't label any of their whiskeys as bourbon because they like to dabble with different types of barrels. But this one actually is aged in oak, like how a normal bourbon.
I'm really excited to see what we come up with for this one. So
I really want to get some like cheesecloth and do some fancy infusions of kettle corn and stuff.
That's it. Give it a try. Let us know what you think. If you enjoyed the video, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Be sure to stay tuned to see what drink we come up with this. So if you're interested in help supporting us, patreon.com/thebourbonstudy. And we'll do some fun stuff on there with this. So I think this is the bourbon that's going to keep on giving.
It is, yeah. I've got a lot of ideas.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. So let us know what you're drinking in the comments below. Until we see you next time.
Cheers!
Discovering voices, building worlds. The Ampliverse.